More news about Pakistan and Afghanistan. It appears that there is another serious issue of contention, that the two nations seem to be at loggerheads. In the latest crackdown, Pakistan's customs has reportedly intercepted 225 kilograms of heroin, which was reportedly hidden in vehicles that were being brought in from Afghanistan into Pakistan at the kham border. After which, the anti-narcotics force in Pakistan destroyed some of the narcotics that were being smuggled in illegally from the Afghan side of the border. And besides these drugs, there was also illicit liquor that was being brought in. In the city of Karachi, there was a huge fire that was set up. It was known as the bonfire of drugs. The forces burnt more than 22 tons of these drugs, including about 264 kilograms of heroin, and also buried contraband chemicals that were seized in the year 2021. And over 2,000 bottles of illegal liquor was smashed.
मुख्तलिफ अक़साम की ड्रग्स और उसके अंदर सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट ये कि जो लिक्वर यानी उसमें बेयर, वाइन और वोडका और जितनी शराबें बरामद हुई उन सबको आज तल्फ भी किया गया है और नज़र आतिश भी किया गया है। तो लगभग जो इसकी मालियत का अगर हम अंदाज़ा करें तो मार्केट वैल्यू जो इसकी पाकिस्तानी मार्केट है वो 1.5 अरब रुपए से ज़ायद की है। और अगर इंटरनेशनल मार्केट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से हम टोटल लिक्वर और इन सब चीज़ों की मालियत का अंदाज़ा करें तो ये अप्रॉक्सीमेट यानी मोर देन $1 and $2 lakh से ऊपर का आज ये समझें कि एक अंदाज़न मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ जिसमें ये बर्निंग हुई है।
Now, officials in Pakistan's Sindh province say that the colossal amount of drugs were in fact burned to create awareness among students about the hazards of drug abuse. However, they've also pinned all the blame on the Taliban, blaming the regime for the drug inflow into the country. Now, Pakistan is of the opinion that the arrival of the Taliban has led to an increase in the flow of narcotics towards Pakistan. The kham customs officials who seized the colossal amount of drugs from the border have said that the Taliban forces have actively been involved in drug smuggling.
دا پنځه وانه کاروانه چې دا موږ په تورخم بارډر باندې کړي دي چې دا افغانستان نه ټول ګاډي راغلي دي او دا ټولو موډس اپرنډي دا و چې ټول خالي ګاډي مطلب په هغې کې څه ټریډ والا د دې غاړې ایکسپورټ وړو دا غاړې خالي راغلي نو هغې کې بیا مونږ د 19 دسمبر نه ړومبی کیس په هغې کې مونږ کړی و د هیروینو.
Now, a total of 5 anti-drug operations have been executed in Pakistan, with the latest being the biggest recovery of drugs in the country.
په دې 15 کیسونو کې چې دی په دې کې 524 کیلوګرام چې دا چرس دي 255 کیلوګرام چې دی دا پکې هیروین دی افیوم پای کې تقریبا 300 کیجی دی او آیس چې دی نو دا چې کوم کرسټلایز پای کې دی دا پکې 22 کیجی دی په دوه کیسونو کې آیس سره په دوه کیسونو کې خدا اخیری چې کوم کیسو نو دا دلته کسٹم په تاریخ کې دا د ټول نه لوی کې سو دا د 1.5 ارب روپو او ټوټل چې دا د ټوټل د 15 وانو چې کوم مالیت ته نو هغه 3.5 ارب روپے دی.
We earlier told you as to how drugs are a huge business in Afghanistan and how trade, of course, is booming under the Taliban of opium. Reports suggest that nearly 9% of the Afghan population at this point of time seems to be addicted to some kind of a narcotic substance, which means almost about 3.5 million Afghans suffer from substance abuse. Now, according to the United Nations, area used for growing illegal opium poppy in 2020 has actually expanded in Afghanistan by 37% in comparison with the previous years. Afghanistan accounts for almost about 85% of the world's opium production by the end of 2020. Remember, for the last 20 years, it was the American-propped government that was in charge in Kabul, and opium production had been at an all-time high. Drug production and smuggling is not a new problem under the Taliban regime. Before this, the Taliban had ruled Afghanistan from 1996 till 2001, and during that time as well, drugs were, of course, a key source of the country's revenue, as they remained even when the American-propped governments were ruling in Kabul. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.